we're following, of course, the conservative educational foundation Judicial Watch has announced that it received 301 pages of emails and other records from the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease officials in connection with the Wuhan Institute of Virology in Wuhan, China. Joining us now to discuss exactly what was discovered in these emails is President of Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton. Tom, thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
First of all, share with people at home, was there any major discovery? What, in your opinion, would be the most telling piece of evidence that you have discovered in these emails?
Well, some of the material wasn't reassuring in that an email shows one of the top officials at the Wuhan Institute emailed an official at NIH, which is the agency that runs Fauci's agency, which is underneath that, asking about help on disinfecting the lab.
Yeah.
You read it and you're shocked. You said, well, what's the disinfectant for doors and all sorts of parts of a facility that you would think they'd have a handle on before they'd open the high-level laboratory that they open.
That's dealing with infectious diseases.
Show that the collaboration with the Chinese on bat coronavirus research, and as you know, the concern is that type of research also included potentially gain-of-function research, is much more expansive than has been previously understood. It goes back further. The relationship with the EcoHealth Alliance, which specifically had given money, we now know, to the Wuhan Institute, it goes back further. And it was just broader than the EcoHealth Alliance. There's a lot of work going on with the Chinese. And it's pretty clear also, the documents show that our government was very concerned about what was going on at the Wuhan Institute. One of the officials that we have placed in China wanted to take pictures on the inside, but she couldn't. So she took a picture of the building from the outside. So you've got obviously this national security concern about what's going on there, coupled with the fact they're funding it, and coupled with the fact that it's poorly run in the sense there were significant biosafety issues, as evidenced by the email asking for help on as to disinfect it. And I'd tell them to use Lysol or something. But, what do I know? And evidently, they don't know much more than I do in this regard. It's pretty scary to see.
They haven't been very open about what's going on, and that includes Dr. Fauci. So as you look at these emails, what do you feel was being covered up or hidden, or what do you think they don't want seen by the public?
Well, we asked for this material a year ago, and these are coming out as a result of a lawsuit. So these aren't being voluntarily disgorged where the government said, oh, my gosh, we got to come clean and let the American people know early on about what we were doing in China. No, this is the result of a year plus of delay. And now they're turning the documents to us, over to us at the rate of 300 pages or so a month. And we won't get the full production until November, and then we start arguing about what they withheld. So even as they're, quote, disclosing information to us, they're withholding other information. And we've been told separately in another case, one of the reasons it's taking a long time to get through these documents is because Dr. Fauci himself and his team have to review the documents before they're released.
Oh, really?
Which in my experience is mightily unusual.
Wow.
Let's bring this up. You were talking about all of the different grants and how far it goes back that we were funding this lab. We can pull this up. One of those grants awarded each year between 2010 and 2012 to study the risk of viral emergence from bats. Another grant from 2014 to 2017, understanding the risk of bat coronavirus emergence, and another one in 2012, and then another one in 2018. It goes on from there because we've discovered, or you've discovered, a total of 9 grants, meaning 9 times that we were funding at least this Wuhan lab through EcoHealth Alliance.
That's right. And on top of that, there are 2,000 plus other funding mechanisms, and they went through mostly private universities or public universities here in the United States that had collaboration with Chinese scientists. And I'm not saying any of that is necessarily wrong. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We can debate that. But in the least, we need to know about what went on vis-a-vis China, given the lack of information we're getting out of China. It's bad enough the Chinese are covering it up. We ought to expect our government to be forthcoming and in an immediate way on the origins of the Wuhan virus, and specifically what funding the United States was given to those that many think are implicated in the dissemination of the disease.
Well, we look forward to finding out more about these emails and keep pulling those teeth and getting that with the FOIA request and all the other efforts. Thank you very much, Tom Fitton.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome. More is coming, that's for sure.
Okay, we look forward to it.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.